Doug, Connie, we're standing right where thousands of people normally would be for thunder over Louisville. But as you see behind me, Waterfront Park is now shut off for crews to do the massive undertaking of cleaning up the debris from these historic floods. But just this morning, hundreds of volunteers from the city of Louisville showed out right here to help clean up their city.
Most of the stuff we're seeing is small debris like styrofoam, a few wrappers and things.
As the waters from the Ohio recede, debris and mud are left behind on the Great Lawn.
I'm surprised it's looking as good as it did or does right now.
300 volunteers spent their Saturday morning picking up Louisville's waterfront, trekking through the mud to fill up bags with trash and sticks.
Louisville really came to the rescue here today. I mean, there's an army of people working on clearing this out.
Across town,
so you see our little gnomes, how dirty they got.
Harrods Creek Tavern is doing some cleanup of their own, led by employees and customers.
There's people without work now and patrons who don't have a home to go to or feel like they're homeless because all of our businesses along the creek here are no longer available for us to patronize.
Marsha Brown spending her Saturday hosing down her favorite spot.
This is where the pool table was.
The Riverfront Tavern is no stranger to floodwaters.
If I recall, 2018, it got just under the bar. I think this time it got maybe a couple inches above the bar level.
And no stranger to the community rallying together.
It's our home. These are our friends, or as we call around here, they're our family. They're our friends in our family that mix together.
The group is hoping the tavern will be back open in a couple weeks. Back along the waterfront,
Our people love our city.
there's more work to be done.
You know, Derby's, a couple weeks away?
And a community who's ready to do the work.
Everybody is pulling together, the city's pulling together.
And with everything that's going on these days, it's kind of nice to see people coming out to be a part of the community for something in a place that they love and believe in.
We're now joined by Louisville EMS Director Jody Myman. Now, Jody, once these waters are now finally receding, can you talk about the widespread impact that these severe weather events have had on us?
Yeah, so this has been a historical event for the city. I mean, 2 tornadoes and in 3 or 4 day time period, and then a massive flood on top of that, directly after it. So, 3 separate storms, and it's affected the entire county and the entire city in several different ways.
And we see Waterfront Park closed off behind us right now. Can you talk to me about what these crews are doing?
Yeah, so they're going at it. They brought in heavy equipment. They're getting the debris. Making sure there's not any hazards that are inside of there. We're working with state EPA to make sure that there's not any hazardous materials that have floated up. So, there's lots and lots of debris, here that they've got to pick up. They've got to haul it off, take it to the landfill, and get the city back to where it was. All across the county, not just down here, but all across.
And in 2018, we heard that it took about 6 weeks to clean up from all of that flooding. Are you seeing a similar timeline here?
I don't know. I'm hopeful and optimistic that it's going to be quicker. We're doing some different strategies. We learned a lot from 2018, so it's just such a widespread event. Our main thing is getting the roads opened up for emergency crews, and then working on the public right-of-ways and the public areas, and then allowing the public to get back into their private areas and see exactly what the damage was, and then work on some some curbside service that we can come and get debris from them once they get it out of their homes.
Well, thank you, EMS Director Jody Myman. And right now, we will continue to cover the cleanup efforts here at the waterfront. For now, live in downtown Louisville, Alex Dieterer, WHAS 11 on your side.